Hi everybody, welcome to Bead Sisters. I am so glad you're here. I'm Kay and I have a little bit of knitting to talk about and some sewing and some other projects. So grab a drink and join me on the porch. Again, I'm really glad you're here. It has been a gorgeous day here. Last week we had highs in the 80s approaching 90, and then it rained on Sunday, barely got out of the 50s, I think, maybe into the 60s. And then I think we were in the maybe to low 70s yesterday, which was Monday. And so we're gradually warming up, but it just is incredible out here. It was actually 38 degrees at my house this morning on April 23rd. Who would have thought? But it is beautiful today. I did tons of yard work last week, which is really why I didn't get to record. I just spent much longer than I anticipated each day working on the yard. I'll put in some pictures. We did some new landscaping around our pool. We did my butterfly garden. I kind of waited to see what was going to come back up and then added a few things to the butterfly garden. We've got a shade garden behind me here. I don't know if you can see see where a Japanese maple is right beside the house, probably a little too close. And there's a little shade garden under there, and I've got hostas at the other end of the house, and that little hosta heuchera bed is looking good. So yeah, lots of good yard work going on these days. So how's it going at your house? Is it springtime planting where you are? I hope you're enjoying it if it is. Well, let's talk about what I've been doing. I haven't finished any knitting. That's my wind chimes down there. The one farther away is a little bit more sensitive to the wind, so hopefully it won't get too loud. The one behind, there's one right behind me, but it takes a little more wind for that to kick up. Okay, what I've been working on in my Rainstorm Studios bag with the Judgmental Sheep is the 24 Birds Mystery Knit Along from Helen Stewart. And I am on clue 4. Clue 5 has been released and clue 6 will come out in a couple of days from now. And I think that might be the last clue. I think clue 6 might be the last one. So if you don't want spoilers for clue 4, here's your countdown. 3, 2, 1. This lace is just yummy. So it's in the round. So you start at the middle and it's lace all the way through. Can you see the stitches? I think the light's better than it was last time. And then I'm going to try to stretch this out a little bit so you can see I'm maybe a third of the way through clue 4, maybe not quite even that much. You kind of see. This has patterning, clue 4 has patterning every row, but it's very simple patterning every other row. There's a couple of interesting stitches in it. One is a center double decrease. That's not particularly weird, but you see that in here. But this has what she calls a knot stitch, K-N-O-T, and that's where you have this, let me see if I can get a better shot, where you have one stitch pulled over two, so it kind of almost wraps around them. I don't know how well you can see that. But that's kind of interesting and kind of fun to do. What you do is you take your right needle and you lift the third stitch on the left needle over the other two and then knit yarn over knit in that. So you maintain the same stitch count, but it gives it a really interesting look. So anyway, clue 4 has your color D. Yeah. So it has just color D for the entire clue, and it is, come on, there we go. It's 20-ish, I think, maybe more than that. It's 20, maybe 25 rounds for clue 4. So I've got a ways to go still, and it's all going to be in this color. And then I think you start kind of fading back through your other colors. So I'm kind of hoping the last clue takes me back to this pale pink. Not exactly pale pink, but much lighter. There's a lot of white in that one. So yeah, I'm getting there. As I said, I'm only partway through clue 4 and clue 6 is about to come out. So I'm a little bit behind, but it is getting there. This one's going to be huge. Not as big as the anthology throw though. That was another Helen Stewart pattern from a couple years ago. It was part of Knit Vent, and it was designed for an Advent set. So for multiple up to 24 mini skeins. I did it with 5 full skeins, and it looks great that way as well. But that one ends up with 1,000 and something stitches on the final rounds of it. This doesn't get quite that big, so yeah, it's not going to be quite as big, but it is all over lace, which is kind of cool. I'm looking forward to the big reveal when I bind off and I can spread it out all the way. I've noticed that a lot of people in their photos are actually using 2 long needles, circular needles, so that they can actually open it all the way out, and it makes for some great pictures. But it is pretty efficient to just always knit around and around on the same needle. One thing, if you've never done a circular shawl, and I've only done 2, or this is, the anthology throw might have been the first one. This may only be the second one. The nice thing about it is it's a little fiddly for getting started, because you have to start with just a few stitches on some method of doing a tiny circumference, usually double points, possibly magic loop. But past that, you're always working on the right side, which is pretty nice. There's not a ton of purling in this at all. So that's an advantage if you're willing to bear with the fiddliness of getting started. That is the nice thing about a circular shawl. All right, the other things that I've been doing are some sewing projects. Oh, hummingbird just popped up. I mentioned last time a couple of sewing patterns that I wanted to make, and I have finished my project. So one is from Simplicity 1616, the skirt, this one. And I will put in a picture somewhere, maybe right here, of me wearing the skirt that I made. I love it. I've worn it twice already. It is knit fabric. It's a ribbed fabric with in an olive color, which I heard somebody say recently, olive is the new black. At least for this season, olive green seems to be really popular. So I love this skirt. So definitely recommend this pattern. I've made multiple variations of this skirt. I don't like sewing with knit fabric, but I absolutely love what I get from it. This is the other one that I managed to finish. It's also a Simplicity pattern, 8561. And I did this one, view D, I think it is, because it has awesome pockets. I will put in a picture of that. And it did go much easier this time. I looked up a video of somebody else, sort of a tutorial, but basically a video of somebody else making it. And it was really helpful to refresh my memory on how the construction works, but it went much more smoothly the second time. So I like this one too. Again, Simplicity 8561, if you would like to make some workout clothes. Well, that is about it for stuff that I've actually done. But for a few minutes of shameless self-promotion, my daughter made a sample for my booth. Do you love this guy? This is the original Never Not Gnoming pattern. And we put, I don't know if you can hear it. See if I can hold it near my microphone. We put some beans in the bottom, so it gives it a little bit of weight. You don't have to do that, but I like that it gives it a little bit of solid weight to stand up. But he's so cute. So he's going to actually be in my booth in upcoming shows. Can you see him if I put him there? Yeah, let's see if he can. Okay, watch for the hummingbirds, little guy. He doesn't have a name yet. And I'm going to have kits for that in my booth. And I've got the pattern included. I bought copies from the designer who is Sarah Shira, I think. And so if you purchase from me in the kit, the pattern will be included. And you will get a code provided by the designer for a Ravelry copy as well. So you will get a printed copy in the kit, but if you want one from Ravelry to add to your Ravelry library, that will be included here. There's a code, an individual code in each packet for a copy of the pattern. So yeah, I've got two. I just brought down two with me so you'll know what that kit looks like. I have more kits ready to go for the next show, which the next thing I'm doing, if you're in the Birchwood, Tennessee area, I think that's the name of the town, I'm going to be doing that the first weekend in May. That's coming up pretty soon. The Birchwood Fiber Festival, I think this is only the second year. So if you're going to be in that area, stop by and say hello. I would be excited to see you. I'm going to show you something else that I'm going to have in the booth. So I'll pull these out. I found the cutest little bumblebee fabric. Isn't it sweet? I love it. So this is a drawstring version of this bag. Whoops. Plenty of room in there for your pattern. I also have a zip top version. And I'm trying to up my bag game just a little bit. So I have a detachable handle that would also function as a keychain if you like. You can just slide it off of here. But I am very pleased with how these are turning out. I think they're so cute. I'm hoping to have time to do some yellow ones. So my plan is to have, like the others, the bumblebees on the top, this yellow chevron for the bottom, and for the drawstrings, this will be the little casing at the top. Anyway, I think those will be really cute. I'm looking forward to making the yellow ones. I've got a few more of the green ones cut out and ready to sew, but I had run out of my lining fabric, the muslin, and I had to go get some more. So I've got that and should be onto that pretty soon. This is the year of the bumblebees for me. This other bumblebee fabric. So it's going to be similar. This will be at the top, and then this honeycomb will be at the bottom. And I'll possibly use more of this for the casing. We'll see. So yeah, looking forward to having that ready for the booth there. Fingers crossed I'll get time to make enough of those for that. Well, what I've been reading. I have started a new book that you have probably seen if you have not read. I was hesitant because it seemed like it might be intense, and it kind of is. Kristen Hanna's The Women. And this book starts off with a young woman, she's I think 20, and she has volunteered as a nurse during the Vietnam War. She's just finished nursing school and she's not able to get into, she tried the Air Force and the Navy and they wouldn't take her with no nursing experience, but the Army did. And so she gets sent to Vietnam to work in the medical field there in fairly difficult conditions, and it's just riveting. I will say I have to take breaks from it, so I've read this much. I have to take breaks because it gets a little intense, but it's really, really good so far. If you've read it, let me know what you think. So, Kristen Hanna's The Women. The other book that I think I'm going to start soon. I need to if I'm going to read it before I go. We're going to Scotland in about a month. And this is a book that I think I mentioned before, The Lost Flock by Jane Cooper. Rare Wool, Wild Isles, and One Woman's Journey to Save Scotland's Original Sheep. So let's see. It was Jane Cooper's passion for knitting that led her to search for rare breed sheep and their distinctive wool. When she found a lost flock of Boré sheep, the UK's rarest breed of sheep, it ignited a quest that would ultimately change her life. Uprooting her suburban existence in Newcastle, she embarked on a new adventure as a farmer and shepherd in the faraway Orkney Islands. There, to her astonishment, Jane realized she was the sole custodian of the last remnants of a unique group of Boré sheep, which then became her Orkney Boré flock. She began investigating its mysterious and ancient history, tracking down the origins of the breed, its significance to Scotland's natural heritage, and the importance of protecting the Orkney Boré from extinction. So, The Lost Flock by Jane Cooper. My daughter-in-law actually put me on to this one. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping to read at least some of that before we take our trip to Scotland. But if nothing else, I'll take it with me. There's some really cool pictures in here. Can you see that? Look at their faces. They're so cute. So, those are the two books I'm reading. What are you reading? You guys have the best reading selections. I'm so thankful for that. Well, I think that's about it. This is going to be pretty short, isn't it? Because that's about all I wanted to talk about. Well, I hope that you are doing well. It's been good to visit with you. I do have one more thing that I want to mention. In my other life, I am a decluttering coach, which means that if you need somebody to help you out, kind of talk you through decluttering a space, whether it's a closet or an entire house, I can help you with that. I am certified by Dana K. White of, what's the name of her books? Decluttering at the Speed of Life, and there was another one. Oh, How to Manage Your Home Without Losing Your Mind. And I think she's actually going to have another book or two coming out over the next couple of years. But anyway, she has a great system for working you through any kind of clutter project, big or small. You just get started with throwing away trash. But if you want to hire somebody to coach you through that, I am available and I would love to do that for you. You are welcome to email me at beadsisters@gmail.com, although I also have a specific email for my decluttering business, but I'll answer either one. The other one is declutterwithkayshumpert@gmail.com. I think that's right. I'll put a link down below. But anyway, I thought I would mention it, and I would be honored to help you. I hope at least my clients have a really good time working together on their projects. Most of my clients now are online. We set up a Zoom call and you just set me up so I can see the area where we're working, and we will chat as you go through your stuff. I'll kind of encourage you to look for trash, to find homes for things, and just talk you through making decisions about what to keep and what maybe needs to find a new home. I'm not here to bully you or criticize what you decide to keep. It's your house. It's your decision. We just want your home to function well for you. If you would like some decluttering tips in these videos, let me know. I'll be glad to share some of my ideas. Oh, sorry, I bumped this. Some of my ideas, as well as some that I've learned through my decluttering certification process. So if you'd like to hear any more about that, let me know. I'll be glad to share some. All right, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful week. Fingers crossed, I'll be back next week with at least something finished. Talk to you soon.